don't quit when you don't pass the audition, when you're told no, because if you quit when you're told no, when you're told it's not your time, not you right now, if you quit then, it was never your dream to begin with. Welcome back to the Samantha Show. I'm your host, Samantha. You can call me Sam. Just don't call me Sammy. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a great day. I hope that it has been a beautiful morning for you so far. I'm wishing you all the best. Sometimes we just need somebody to tell us it's going to be a great day. I believe that for you. I really do. I believe it's going to be a wonderful and great day. So today we're going to talk about how to build your following. I actually did an episode about how to build your following 2 years ago. I believe it was season 1 with Healthy Bunhead, social media influencer Jordan Reichert. But today I want to put a little spin on it. So I want to talk about how to build your following as a fitness instructor, because I believe I have knowledge in that department. But there are aspects to this concept and what we're going to talk about today that are relatable to real life. And we've been doing this. We've been making connections, right? Things that we can do in the fitness industry that then connect to real life, because I understand that many of the people who listen to this are fitness instructors. However, some of you, many of you, maybe are not. And I think there are still a lot of benefits to some of these key points that I could talk about today. I think, there was a book like How to Be the Most Liked Person in the Room or whatever. I haven't read it. I know it's a well-known book. And so maybe we're going to touch on some of those points. Maybe this has already been done, talked about it, but here we're going to talk about it today. So how can you build your following and why is that important? But listen, before we get into it, I just got to give you some life updates, right? Like, I don't want this to be like you don't get a little touch of Sam in it, right? Like, I want to keep you guys up to date with what's going on in life. So guess what? I got a new car. I got a new car. It's a 2025 Honda Pilot. It is the Trail Sport trim kit. So that means that when I'm ready to go off-roading, when I'm ready to take it out in the sand on the beach, when I'm ready to head down a rocky mountainside, I'm prepared. I am prepared for that. I have the vehicle for that. Now, I'm not an outdoorsy person, so I'm not sure that will ever be the case for me. But you never know, like high-speed chase, maybe I got to swerve off. Who knows, right? The future feels very uncertain right now. So anyway, wanted to be, have a great vehicle for that. But no, truly, it is good. It's all-wheel drive. It'll be good for the snow, which we get some of that snow and the ice. And it's all blacked out, right? It got the black tinted windows, the black rims, like the black details on the outside. So we love that. Feels like a very safe vehicle. But I had my car prior to the Honda Pilot was a Honda CR-V. I had it for 10 years. It had almost 160,000 miles on it. It really drove great. What really kind of pushed me to the edge and needed my need for a new vehicle was that the radio wasn't working anymore. And it was really cute. So the radio was working, but actually like my Bluetooth wasn't working. And then eventually the plug-in cord, that wasn't working either. And so I was stuck listening to the radio, which is not awful. Actually, I wanted to be a radio DJ for a very, very long time in my life. I still kind of wouldn't mind a job like that. That's why I have a podcast, I guess. But it was funny because Gracie's never really listened to the radio. And so we were in the car towards the end there with that Honda CR-V when all I had was the radio. And I was teaching her about fuzz. Like, just like that, like not a station not coming in clearly. And we were listening to one of the stronger stations with the good signals. But then I turned it to a station that didn't come in as clearly. And she was like, I hear it. I hear the fuzz. And I was like, yeah, like that was what we grew up with. Right? Like sometimes the station came in loud and clear and other times you turn a corner and it didn't. So it was funny to see her like react to the fuzz, like, wow, this is really how you listen to music. And I was like, yeah, and you can't pick what song you want to listen to, and you got to listen to like 15 minutes of commercials to hear that one Taylor Swift song that we just heard in the last 30-minute segment. So anyway, it was cute teaching her about the radio, which is a kind of unique new concept to her. But for me, I couldn't do the radio much longer. And so we had to upgrade the car. It was time anyway. And I'm very, very happy with my new Honda Pilot. Those Hondas, man, they can handle the miles. I never had any issues with my CR-V, and I'm excited for all the adventures that my Pilot will take me on. That's a little life update for you. Joe actually got his new car. He had a new car, got into an accident 2 weeks after he had it. Somebody else hit him, totaled it, but he finally got a replacement, and we are back. We are moving and grooving. The Red-Uns are back on the road and their new vehicles, so look out. All right, let's dive in. That was just a little life update for you, keep you in, keeping up with the Red-Uns. Maybe that's a different podcast. Are we on to something here? Anyway, let's dive into our conversation today, how to build a following. Now, we're still kind of in our series talking about fitness, and I'm talking to fitness instructors, but what I really wanted to do was make sure that this was relatable for those of you who are not working in the fitness industry as well. So what we're going to talk about is how to build your following from a very literal standpoint when it comes to fitness, but also how these tools and tactics are applicable in your everyday life as well. I knew I had the knowledge from my time and experience with CycleBar, but I was really able to put those skills and that knowledge to the test coming to Shred 415 as a new instructor with no following, where very few people knew me. And I'm happy to report I've seen success. My Saturday class is waitlisted. I have been working hard on growing the following, getting out there, getting my name out there. And so these methods work. That's what I'm here to say. It works because I've done it multiple times. All right. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm saying there are tactics and methods and tips you can use to grow your following, both in fitness and in life. So let's get into it. I think the first thing, let's talk from the standpoint of fitness, is being prepared. All right. As a fitness instructor, you need to be prepared for class. And I will hear people say, I threw it together right before I came. And I love that there are people who can do that and pull it off. And I could do that. I could throw something together and pull it off. However, and sometimes life is that way. Sometimes it just got busy and you're like, I just got to get through this class and I ran out of time to prepare. And so I had to throw something together. Like, that's going to happen. But that cannot be the norm. Not if you want to grow. Not if you want to build your following. Not if you want to mix it up for your clients to keep them coming back. Because the problem is when you're throwing something together last minute, you're going to go to your defaults. And your defaults are going to be repetitive. You're going to fall into patterns, the same thing. And it's going to be predictable for your clients, for the people who are coming to your class. So being prepared, having that plan before you arrive as a fitness instructor, what are you going to do that day? And giving yourself a couple days to put that together. Maybe run through it a little bit on your own to see how it lands, how it feels. So being prepared is really important. So let's talk about this as it relates to real life. It seems very simple in your career, in your job, right? Be prepared for your work. Show up to the meetings prepared. You got a report you got to give to your boss. You've got a presentation you have to do to a group of people. Like, be prepared. Give yourself that time to plan so that it's effective in what you want to communicate. I think you can be prepared when it comes to your friends and your family. What's going on with your family? What's going on with your friends? Are you staying up to date with, what's going on in their life? Being prepared to have these conversations with them, following up on questions and conversations that you had the last time they saw them. Oh, hey, how was that soccer tournament that Timmy was playing in? Or did your aunt have her baby? Whatever that is, being prepared, even going into your relationships, your personal relationships, is important. So be prepared. Tip number 1, be prepared as you show up in life to the best of your ability. We can't always be prepared, but to the best of your ability. Tip number 2, be present and engaged with the community. As a fitness instructor, you got to be at the studio. You got to be at the gym you work out, all right? If you're only coming to teach your class and then going home, you're not going to build your following. People are not going to get to know you. There's no reason for somebody to go out of their way and try a class with you if they don't even know who you are. And I see it all the time in the fitness industry. Instructors will teach their classes and then go home. Not if you want to build your following. You got to take other instructors' classes. You got to be present, help out around the studio, engage. The more people get to know you, the more willing they're going to be to come try your class. And we're going to talk about this when we talk about building connections a little bit later on. But being present and a part of your community is so important. And how relatable is this to real life, right? In your career, at work, showing up for your teammates, being the go-getter, being a yes person where it makes sense, helping out the business, helping out the team to the best of your ability, being around clients and customers, if that's what your job is, as well as with your friends and with your family, showing up for them. You can't expect people to just show up for you if you're never showing up for them, right? So being present and engaged with your family, with your friends, will help build that following. It builds that trust. It's that give and take, right? And so both in fitness, when you're showing up at the gym, and also in real life at work as well, can help build that following. Tip number 3, create an experience that draws people in. This is big. You know, I like to talk about the fitness experience. I have a whole podcast episode all about it. I love it so much. And there's a lot to it. All right. I have been to so many fitness classes, and there are some where I'm like, that blew my mind. That was so fun. That was a blast. And there are other classes I've been to where I'm like, that was so boring. I couldn't hear the instructor. The music was way too quiet. The workout was way too hard. The workout was way too easy. How you create an experience for the clients, for the people showing up to your class, matters. And there's different ways you can do that, right? So one is the programming, being prepared. We already talked about that. The other can be music. Music supports working out. If you're teaching a workout without any music, I don't even know how it goes down. I mean, I'm sure there are some like maybe specific yoga classes and stuff where there are no music, but even then, like, I don't know, I need a little something. So thinking about that experience, how can music support the experience that you're delivering? Music volume, how does that support the experience? You don't want it too soft. You really don't. There is nothing that will make a workout drag on forever than like music you can barely hear. That is not exciting at all. In the same sense, you do not want to be blowing someone's eardrums out. All right. That is uncomfortable. We have seen it time and time again. The nice thing is, because I know people like it loud, a lot of studios and gyms will offer earplugs, which I think is a great option. I love that we have that, but you don't want it to be so uncomfortable. Like if you're getting feedback from multiple people, like, yo, it's just way too loud. Or if everybody in your class has earplugs in, you know, maybe there are going to be a couple of some, but like if you're just, it's too loud. It's too loud. Think about that experience. Think about the words that you say in class, how you motivate people, how you show up for them, how you support them, your vocal tone, your energy. So all these different things can create a really great experience. And when you have a really solid experience and you're willing to develop that, you're going to build your following. People are going to want to come back. If they are having a good time, they're going to want to come back. How do you create an experience in your job? What's the energy you bring to the room? When you walk into work on a Monday morning, are you dragging ass? Or are you greeting people with a smile? Good to see you. How was your weekend, right? The energy you show up into the room, how you deliver yourself, how you carry yourself, it makes a difference. People are experiencing your energy at work, at home, with your friends, and you could absolutely create an experience around your presence and your energy at work. Are you approachable? How are you speaking to people? If you're hanging out with your friends, how are you helping with the plans? How can you create an experience with your friends, right? Let's just say we're going to go to brunch. Plan part of that. Like take on the responsibility to plan the experience of lunch or brunch so you can create an experience for the people around you, both in your career and in your personal life as well. That will draw people into you. It will make people want to hang out with you, make people like you, want to be with you. So what is the experience you're creating when you walk into a room? Tip number 4, be consistent and reliable. Ooh, how often are you subbing out your classes? Be honest with yourself. If you are getting subs for your classes all the time, you will not build that following. Okay? Consistency in teaching your classes, do not underrate. People will start to be drawn in by you because you're creating a great experience, because you're prepared, because they've seen you around their community and you're present. And so they're ready to start taking classes with you consistently, but you're getting subs every other week, every 2 weeks, right? Like if you teach a class and you have to sub out that class more than once a month consistently, like every month you're subbing it out twice a month, I don't think you should have that time, that class time. I really don't, because somebody else can be in that time slot consistently showing up and building the following. You have to be reliable. People want to build that relationship with you. And if they enjoy your classes because you're a bomb instructor, then they count on you being there for them. And so same way as it goes in work and in real life as a team player at your job. Are you reliable? Are you consistent? Are you showing up to work? Are you showing up as a team player when people need you? That really will help people trust you when they know that they can count on you and you're going to be there. You're not going to bail. You're not going to flake last second. Talk about flaking, talk about friendships and flaking, right? We all know those people. It's like, yeah, I'm going to make plans. I got plans. And then they always bail, right? That's not how you build relationships. That's not how you build a following. That's not going to get people to trust you. You have to be reliable and consistent. If you make a commitment to do something, it's following through on that commitment. Follow through on the commitments. Be consistent. Show up when you're supposed to show up. Tip number 5, under the same umbrella, step up and say yes to opportunities. All right, as an instructor, we just talked about not subbing out your classes. In the same sense, step up and sub classes which need instructors. This is such a nice, easy fix, especially as a newer instructor. If you're a newer instructor, to get to know other clients. When you have the opportunity to sub as much as you can. True fact, true story. Teaching at Shred 415, I knew that I needed to dive in headfirst and sub as much as I could to get myself in front of this client base, right? Because as a new instructor on the schedule, if they see a new instructor in a time slot, they may avoid it. They probably will. Members just will. If they've been going to this gym for 4 or 5 years and there's a new instructor on the schedule, it just is what it is, baby. It's fine. It's not personal. They will avoid it. So you have to go to them. You have to almost force them to take a class with you. And you could do that by subbing. Show them your magic. Show them the experience you can create. Show them how prepared you are. Show them how consistent you can be. Step up and say yes and sub, because then you get in front of that wide client base. And then they can be like, wow, I had a really great time with that instructor. I will go to her class next time. I will seek out her class on this schedule. So there's major benefit. Not only that, but you're getting the experience to continue to grow as a fitness instructor. And then also this helps your teammates. It shows your teammates as a fitness instructor that you are there to support them as well, that they can rely on you and they can count on you. And it's helpful then when you need a sub, they know, give and take, baby. We share the work together. So stepping up and subbing is a huge benefit when it comes to growing and building your following. At work, same thing, right? If you're that person that says yes, you're willing to step up, you're willing to take on a little extra work from time to time, people are going to be drawn to you. They're going to start to respect you because they know they can count on you. They know you're there to help the team. Now, listen, you will always encounter moments and times in life where that is not reciprocated. Don't let that deter you from being your best version of yourself and continuing to step up where you can. Now, you may reach a point in your life where you're like, look, I'm stepping up, I'm taking on all this work, nobody else helps me. And then you get to decide, right, if you stay down the path you're on or you stay at the job you're at, or if you get something new, but that's down the road. But don't let the way other people show up impact the way you want to show up and be a team player, right? So I'm not big on like, oh, if somebody treats you this way, you should treat them that same way back. I'm not big on that. No. I totally disagree. You have to be the best version of yourself. And then eventually you can decide if you feel very unhappy with the way it's not reciprocated or that those benefits are not given back to you. Then you can decide if you make a change, but that should never change how you show up. You know what I mean? So showing up at work, being a team player, being the yes man, helping out anywhere that you can is, again, going to help people just trust you and build that following and that likeness. They'll be very drawn to you. And then always with your friends. Are you helping your friends? Are you helping your family? If somebody's car breaks down, like, can you be a friend that can help them out? Like, we can't always say yes, right? Because we have our own commitments. But if they know that they can count on you, your friend just had a baby, can you take them a meal? Like, whatever that looks like, to step up and do something for them as well. And doing that can make you feel good and shows your commitment to these different teams, different groups, different people, friends, and your ability to step up to the plate and help when other people need a little something, a little extra love. Can't always take. We got to give too. Give, take. Tip number 6. Some people may feel indifferent about this tip, but I am big on it. Social media. Use social media to showcase, celebrate, and connect. Okay. As a fitness instructor, huge. So big. Do not underestimate the power of social media to grow your classes. Do not underestimate the power of social media to entice people to come in and try a class, but also to celebrate the people who are coming to your classes, to make them feel good, to make them feel seen, to shine light on their milestones, their celebrations. So social media absolutely should be a tool that you are using as a fitness instructor to connect with your clients and to build interest and grow your following, to get new people into the gym. If you are not using social media and you work in fitness, you are missing out. I will say it. Word of mouth is great. Social media is even better on top of that. So use social media, take pictures after class, tag your clients. But not only that, you can use social media to connect and engage with them so that the next time that they show up, you can ask them, oh, I saw you passed your CPA exam. Hell yeah, high five. And then you get to celebrate that in class. Carol, I saw you got a new puppy. How's the new puppy? Right? It gives you these tools, these talking points when you're connected with people on social media so that when you see them in person, they really feel seen. So using that social media to promote and push your classes, I believe that you should be posting your schedule at least twice a week. I think you should post your schedule in your feed. I think you should post your schedule in your story. I think if you've got a fun themed class coming up, you need to talk about it. Post your schedule so people know when you're teaching. I don't care if you teach the same classes every single week. Post it every single week. Why not? Somebody new is going to come across your page, or a new client's going to see, oh, I really want to try this instructor. Post your schedule. Okay. You can use social media as well to celebrate, showcase, connect with coworkers at work if that's allowed within your business, which I think it should be, but also your friends, right? And the friend thing, that's a given. That's what we use social media for most of the time, is to just connect and engage with our friends. But again, shining light on them and celebrating their wins, keeping up with them, using social media to keep in touch and stuff, I think is so huge. So the power of social media. You may hate it, you may love it, but it's there, baby. Use it to your benefit. Okay. Tip number 7 and my final tip, and the most important tip, okay? For real. I'm going to throw my iPad off to the side because I don't even need it for this. Authenticity. Be a real human. Be yourself. All right. As a fitness instructor, when we get into teaching classes, especially as newer instructors, we often feel like we need to act or say a certain thing, especially if you've been taking classes for a long time and you're just now stepping into the instructor side of things. We often feel like we need to recreate the version of our favorite fitness instructor. And I love pulling inspiration from other instructors, but you have to do it your way or it will never land right. One thing that turns me off from a fitness class so quickly is when a fitness instructor is so technical that they're not even engaging and offering their authentic personality to me. When I go in and take a fitness class, I want to feel like I kind of know who the instructor is by the time I leave. I want to know their energy. I want to know what kind of verbiage, language they use. Maybe I learn a little bit about them. Or do they have kids? What are their hobbies? Genuinely as a client, I want to know these things about my instructor because it's going to help me connect with them as a client and feel more comfortable around them. So showing up as an instructor authentically and giving yourself permission to have fun and be yourself in that space, then in turn gives your clients that same permission to show up themselves, to be themselves in your space, wherever that may be. So there's a lot to that level of authenticity and just being a very real human. Now, let's just touch on it. That doesn't mean if you are having a terrible day that you come into your fitness classes bitching about your day. Nobody wants to hear that, okay? You are still the instructor, which means you need to do whatever you got to do behind the scenes before class to clear your mind, to turn it on as the instructor. However, you can still show up authentically in that space. If you are, let's say you're a little bit tired because you stayed up late last night and you went to the football game, the Bengals football game or something, there's absolutely room and permission to come to class and be like, "Ooh, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling it last night because I stayed up and I watched the Bengals win that game," like that is received well. We can connect on the Bengals versus being like, "I'm so hungover. Like I feel like shit today." Anyway, like we're here, so let's do that, right? Like nobody wants that before. But being like, "We had a good time last night and I am feeling it today, but we're going to work it out. We're going to sweat it out," right? It lands so differently. So thinking about the words that you choose while giving yourself permission to be authentic. And that goes to real life as well, right? Like people don't like fake people. And if you think you're fooling anybody, you are not. You are not. You can feel somebody's energy who is not being authentic, like almost immediately. I remember somebody describing it one time as almost like nails on a chalkboard, right? Like you have a conversation with someone, you're like, "You are not being real. You are not. Whatever this is an act. It's fake." And I can feel it from a mile away. And people do that for different reasons. A lot of times it's insecurity or something like that. So I don't know that it's always intentional, but people can feel when you're not being authentic and you're not being real. So take that into your workplace, authenticity. Take that into your friendships. Please, for the love of God, be real with your friends, your family, and just show up fully you. And here's the thing. If somebody doesn't accept you for who you are, you don't need to be friends with them anyway. You don't need to be connected with them anyway. But don't ever dull your light. Don't ever hide who you are because you're worried about how it may be received from someone else. I remember somebody talking one time about the frequency scale, right? How you vibrate at different levels. And I believe there's something to this. Okay, I do. I don't get too woo-woo, but I dabble in the woo-woo a little bit. And I believe in the energy that we put out into the world and the way it kind of comes back to us and stuff. But I remember somebody telling me that on that frequency scale, you have love at the top, and then above love is authenticity. When you vibrate and you live in your authentic truth, you are vibrating at the highest level possible, which means good energy, good things come your way. So show up into your classes with that authentic, loving energy. Take that with you into work. Take that with you into your personal relationships. And I guarantee it, when you continue to show up authentically in these different spaces, you will feel love and that authenticity in return. Okay. And if you don't, remove yourself, right? Let them. I'm doing all the Mel Robbins let them stuff, right? Let them, and you continue to shine your light and live in your authentic truth self. All right. That is how you build your following as a fitness instructor. Take those tips, implement them into your classes, implement them into business and work, implement them into your personal relationships and life, and fill the cups of those around you, and your cup will be filled as well. Have a great day. You deserve it.